Oh, it's all getting very late drama in the transfer window, and as we know, that's very, very Chelsea.
I love me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it, I don't even need an act. Throwing up the racks, I'm just throwing up the racks, baby.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. I really do hope that. I really do. Welcome back to Chelsea news, of which there is a silly amount. Yes, days away from the transfer window slamming shut, as it is inclined to do, and Chelsea still have a lot of business to do, and there's some high-profile superstar stories, not least, take a deep breath, Kepa Arrizabalaga to Bournemouth. Obviously the Real Madrid door is shut, but Bournemouth? Yeah. Look, Victor Osimhen off to Saudi. Could that be his destination? Is he going to leave behind the European football dream to go and chase the bag? It does seem he likes money, doesn't it? He does like money, Osimhen. That seems to be his drive. We'll talk about that as well. And of course, the huge stories popping off yesterday, the big high-profile ones, is the destiny, the entwined fate, potentially, excuse me, of Chelsea and Manchester United. In terms of maybe getting Chilwell or Sterling to Man United. Do you know what? I mean, we'll talk about that. I'm going to give you my thoughts on those players going there and how they could be good for United. But Jadon Sancho for Chelsea, reflex is we don't need a right winger. People who can play on the right wing. Noni Madueke just absolutely slam dunked a hat-trick away from home against tough opposition, you know. We've not won there in ages. Cole Palmer, the greatest player on planet Earth. Pedro Neto actually prefers playing on the right. We've got a lot. Why Jadon Sancho, who's on massive wages, has not been informed for a long time? It seems weird. It's just because, I mean, we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about it all, guys. So strap yourselves in, get comfortable. Please do drop a like on the video if you want to support your boy. If you enjoyed the content, drop a like. If you want to come back for more, subscribe. And if you choose to subscribe, hit that bell, baby girl. All right, mate, let's get into it then. We start with Kepa, because that's weird. Fabrizio Romano, in the dead of the night, tweets out this: I understand Bournemouth are closing in. This isn't just some weird fever dream. This is Romano saying Bournemouth are closing in. They can see the finish line on a deal to sign Kepa from Chelsea. Still key details to sort out. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Still key details to sort out. But listen to this. Loan deal until the end of the season. But you're probably saying, yeah, and he's only got 12 months left on his deal. Well, yes. Loan deal until 2025. Brackets. Extending his contract at Chelsea Football Club until 2026. It's now close after late night talks. If all good later today, Kepa will travel for his medical tests at Bournemouth. Okay, think about this, Jan. What we saying? Right. Kepa Arrizabalaga, we all want to be done, right? Like Lukaku, who's, you know, got the here we go to Napoli. You know, Ziyech divided opinion, but he's gone as well. You know, all these other players. Kepa isn't that old yet. How old is Kepa? I think he's like 28, 29. And for a goalkeeper, he's 29. He's 29. And for a goalkeeper, you've got 6 years, or certainly 5 years at a top level left. Like a whole big boy contract is left in you. Kepa is, provided wages are lowered for that extension, Kepa is a high value asset. He's a high value player. Now, not a massive value player, and he never lived up to his potential hype when we paid £71 million for him, and Real Madrid was scouting him at the time, and of course they had loaned him last season. But he is a high value player. He's probably in the top. Okay, let's try and be a little bit lenient here. Top 15 most high profile goalkeepers in the world. Yeah, was that fair? Would you say? Considering he's won the Europa League with Chelsea, the Champions League and Champions League with Real Madrid. I know not always in there, but he's played lots of first team Premier League football in terms of coming back in actually and replacing Champions League winner Edouard Mendy and stuff. Now he's not going to be like some of the elite starters, but in terms of name, he's an asset still. So Chelsea extending his contract by 1 year. They'll be like, even if we get a few million quid for this guy, it's worth it. What do you think? I don't want to spend too much time on Kepa, but what a crazy story. Kepa to Bournemouth playing in the Premier League. That would blow my mind. That weird. Weird. Kepa in the Premier League in a Bournemouth shirt. Weird. All right, let's talk about Osimhen. Obviously, leave your thoughts about Kepa to Bournemouth down below. Fever dream. Hashtag fever dream. So yeah, Romano said this. He talks about Al Ahly. They, of course, Saudi Pro League club have submitted an initial bid for Victor Osimhen. It's in excess of 65 million euros. Okay, 65 million euros, right, is not a lot of money. Well, it is, obviously. That's 55 million pounds. 55. That's like we paid similar money for Neto. And this is big boy, high profile Victor Osimhen. 55 million pounds. So, okay. I would pay, well, I don't have 55 million pounds, but I would have Chelsea pay 55 million pounds for Victor Osimhen. There's no agreement between the player and club so far. Osimhen will consider his options. He did speak about this quite a lot. Fabrizio Romano, he says, an initial package worth 55 million quid. There's no agreement between the player and the club so far. He's not open to a loan. That's a big recurring theme for Victor Osimhen. More on Victor Osimhen's story, writes Romano. The agreement between Napoli and Al Ahly for package in excess of 65 million euros is almost done, pending small details, but no agreement with Osimhen so far, as he wants to important salary and key detail release clause to be included. He wants the salary. He wants the bag. He wants the bag. He wants the money. Fine, go to Saudi, but cut 55 million quid. Can't we just buy him for that and give that? Actually, no. Look, I don't want to break this. I don't want to break the wage structure. And you know what, mate? We just freaking danced at Molineux and slam dunked 6 goals and probably could have had more. Now I know it's whatever. It was lots of space. You know, you had Joao Felix in his post-match interview saying, yeah, there was loads of space. By that point, it was wicked for me and Neto to come on. You're not always going to have that space afforded to you when certain teams are chasing the game and the heads drop a little bit. But that's what I want to see, by the way. Teams like Wolves, good teams, I want to see us every now and again dunk 6 goals, because we can do that with the attacking talent. Obviously, I did a match review yesterday on that excellent and exciting, thrilling win. Yeah, dude, like, I want to see it. Are we cool that everyone's still saying, you know, you got Jamie O'Hara saying if they get a striker, they can, you know, go for the title? We just scored 6 goals, G. You know, Nico Jackson looks good, bro. Like, I don't think we can go for the title. I think we can go for top 4, and that's bloody wicked, personally. We'll see what happens. Let's not get overexcited. Anyway, we're not talking about match review. You can go watch that if you want to watch me literally screaming into a microphone. Victor Osimhen. Look, man, he likes Chelsea. He likes, he just likes, he wants money. Fair enough. You want money, you want the Saudi bag, then go and get it, mate. Do you know what I mean? What do you think about that? Comment down below. Let's talk about Jadon Sancho. So we are going to cite an article here from The Telegraph from a chap called Jason Burt. Firstly, though, Romano is confirming and speaking about this, saying Chelsea consider Sancho an opportunity. Chelsea can move for him if there is a possibility to include a player, but they are currently focused on outgoings. Understandably, we are getting loads of players out the door in recent days. So let's wait and see for Chelsea and for Osimhen as well. I don't know about Osimhen. So what's going on with this Jadon Sancho story? Now, Jason Burt writes this. One moment. Chelsea are considering a surprise late move for Manchester United's Jadon Sancho before the transfer window closes on Friday, in what would be one of the most remarkable deals of another busy summer at Stamford Bridge. The club are hoping that United might even be interested in a swap deal involving Raheem Sterling. There's even been talk about Ben Chilwell as well, which I can speak about a little bit at the end of this article. At the same time, Chelsea have revived talks to sign Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. We've just been going into that, of course. It's understood the terms now being offered to Chelsea by the Italian club are far more favourable, although there potentially remains a stumbling block over the salary from the 25-year-old Nigerian who's been a long-term target. Even so, signing Osimhen seems a more likely priority at present. So we're not going back on Osimhen really, but fine, I get it. And yes, by the way, massive priority Osimhen over Jadon Sancho, one of 1,000 right wingers we would have. And Noni Madueke is like Jadon Sancho. Can only play on the right. Cole Palmer can play on the inside. Neto can play the side. Joao Felix and Kunku can play in the middle or the left. They can all float around. Noni, can only play as a right wing properly. And that's fine because he plays it really well. And, Maresca, the Chelsea manager, has said he does exactly what I want. And he said it in such a way as in Sterling doesn't do that. I've told you. So fine. But Jadon Sancho's he's like Madueke, only plays on the right. I don't know, man. Seems mental to me. And yes, Osimhen would be a priority, and it's great that Napoli have really lowered their asking price. That's why maybe this £55 million fee to Saudi is being spoken about, which again blows my mind. Aurelio De Laurentiis, Napoli big boy, must be losing his friggin' mind wanting 130 early doors. Now having to discuss this amount, and he's like a super tough negotiator, operator, and just always wants the big P. He wants the money, and now he's going to have to sell his prized asset, who's not training with the manager Antonio Conte, who have signed Romelu Lukaku. Now they got to get him gone. It's pretty funny, really. Got to be reasonable. We probably could have sold him last summer for like 80 million if you just sort your stuff out. Of course, wages are a significant problem in regards to Jadon Sancho. United have so far not received an approach from Chelsea for the winger, who they are keen to sell, but they are aware of interests. Yeah, I genuinely think Ten Hag doesn't like him still. I reckon they kissed and made up. And obviously he wasn't in pre-season. He was in pre-season playing and featuring quite a lot, just to be like, yeah, he's good and he's a prized asset. Come buy him. So they don't have like a Raheem Sterling situation, of course, with us, where he's just like, not playing. Or even Victor Osimhen, great example. Not playing, not involved. Can't ask for that much money. Talks are further advanced with Juventus to sign Sancho before Friday's 11 p.m. deadline. And at present, the Serie A club look the more likely destination. And I would prefer that, ladies and gentlemen. United would like to receive a fee around £40 million for Sancho. But a loan with an obligation to buy appears to be the most likely offer at this stage. For £40 million for Sancho. It's like half-price Sancho. Didn't they pay £75 million for him? I don't want to buy him. Look, you can go back to 2.5, 3 years, whatever it was. Probably 3 years now here on the channel. And I did a bunch of Jadon Sancho videos to Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan. He said it loads. He loved Lampard growing up. And he was really exciting. He was scoring loads of goals for Dortmund. He was a hot topic. And I was like, he's coming to Chelsea. Bring him home. So I wanted him. But obviously he joined the circus. And everyone forgot about how good he was. He was okay back on his loan at Dortmund. But 40 million? Jan, we've got too many right wingers. Chill out. Calm down. I feel like a kid in a candy store that's already bought loads of stuff. But that one's really tasty. Sometimes, I used to think, Even then, it's unlikely that any club would cover Sancho's wages in full. Yeah, he's on just absolutely and simply silly wages at Man United. I think it's like over 300k. He's on like over Raheem Sterling, I believe. It's crazy. Or similar, at least. Sancho has been left out of United's matchday squad for both their Premier League matches so far, although he did travel for Saturday's 2-1 away defeat at Brighton. Lol, that was fun, by the way. Yeah, Man United, Ten Hag's Man United losing to Brighton is nothing short of great fun. Oh. Afterwards, manager Erik ten Hag, who apparently patched up his differences with Sancho over the summer, insisted the England international had to fight for his place at United. Quote, here we ruddy go again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It was a choice to make. We have some issues. He's back. The issues between Ten Hag and Sancho are back. Of course, he left out the 24-year-old. And again, 24, under 25, Joao Felix, Pedro Neto, the whole gang, 24. Despite a flurry of signings, of course, including Joao Felix, who scored in his debut off the bench in the 6-2 win against Wolves on Sunday after making a permanent return to Chelsea, #Felix is home. The club are looking to add their forward options. Surely just a striker? Sancho is described as one of several players they are looking at this week as Chelsea keep their options open. It does appear to be an extremely complicated deal to complete with several moving parts and two big clubs and rivals involved. Sterling has been told he can leave Chelsea this window and does not feature in the plans for new head coach Enzo Maresca. And when we're slamming 6 goals against Wolves, it's looking more and more like a good decision to leave out a guy who doesn't fit in. He's 29 and is being paid £325,000 per week. And again, you know my position. I like Sterling. I think he's a good player. I think he deserves respect. I think he's a great professional. But I think it's time to go. Of course, he had his number 7 taken off him. It says given to Felix here. That is incorrect. It has been given to Pedro Neto. But we're going to let Jason Burt off for that one. Negotiations are ongoing, and to find a solution for Sterling, who's 3 years left on his contract on over 300k a week, he would prefer a permanent move away. And of course, there's been subject of interest from Juventus. But a loan move appears more likely. I'm okay with that. And you okay with that? Just getting it done so he can go and demonstrate his ability elsewhere again. It remains to be seen whether United would have the desire to sell Sterling. Chelsea would also want to bring in Sancho if he was prepared to fit in to a far leaner wage structure which has been introduced in the past few years, and especially out of the Champions League. You get an increase when you're in the Champions League. That is therefore likely to mean he would have to accept, with 2 years left on his contract at Old Trafford, a big wage cut. His wages subsidised by United. Sterling would appear to be in a similar situation. So that kind of works, doesn't it? In a way, right? There's been indications that Chelsea might offer also Ben Chilwell, who is no longer wanted, but the suggestion has only been of a deal potentially involving Sterling for Sancho. Yeah, they've had both spoken about. So what do I think? I think genuinely, I think Ben Chilwell would be a good signing for Manchester United. They play like a team that wants a dynamic up and down left back. You know, Luke Shaw's never fit. It's just he's like a theoretical footballer. I know Ben Chilwell's had a touch of that of late. I think Ben Chilwell is 27 years old. I think he'd be good for United. He'd get the wages that he wants up there. Big club, you know, transitional football up and down. He can crash the box like he likes to do. And Man United are the kind of club that Chelsea can find financial solutions from in the transfer market. And they are rare landing spots for Chelsea at the moment. It's just the truth, man. I think Raheem Sterling would be good. You know, on the right hand side they have got Ahmad, who's probably should be starting for them, and of course on the left hand side you'd say Garnacho. I think Garnacho can play on both sides, and then obviously down the middle they got Højlund, Xerxes. I think Rashford's sort of time is done a little bit. I wonder if you just start Sterling on the left wing for Man United right now, playing on the break for Ten Hag, he'd do a good job or acceptable job for what Ten Hag wants. Personally, because I'm high on dopamine from our 6-2 win, I would sign off on either of them going there. Personally, I'm surprised to see Jadon Sancho has been valued at £40 million. I thought they'd try a bit more than that. I suppose I thought maybe 50, but yeah, I guess so. £40 million, and they just want to leave themselves to the wages. We'll see what happens there. Guys, these stories are going to be popping off all the ruddy time, so please do stick with me. Hit the bell if you subscribe. Thank you for liking and commenting the video. It is road to 200,000 subscribers this season, so let's see if we can do it. Keep it locked. I love you very much. See you soon. Peace.